A New York resident with a property in Jersey City was arrested early Thursday morning on federal charges alleging that he assembled equipment for an illegal drug lab, State Attorney General Paul Fishman announced in a release. Jordan Gonzalez, 33, is charged by criminal complaint with one count of attempting to manufacture methylene dioxyamphetamine, MDA, and one count of possessing chemicals and materials to manufacture a controlled substance. The manufacturing charge could net Gonzalez 20 years in prison with $1 million fine, while the possession of equipment charge could equal 4 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. The DEA, FBI, and Jersey City Police collaborated in confiscating materials from the 8 Bleecker Street residence for most of the day on Thursday, also temporarily evacuating neighbors as a precautionary measure. Jersey City Mayor Steve Fulop and Public Safety Director James Shea held a brief press conference at the intersection of Bleecker Street and Central Avenue this evening to discuss the matter.
First, we just want to start by thanking the FBI and the DEA. It's been a joint effort which was initiated by the DEA when they recognized some irregular purchases and then passed over to the FBI. And we've had the character under surveillance now for the past 2 weeks. At no point during that time was Jersey City residents under any sort of risk. It was 24-hour surveillance, and we acted approximately at midnight last night with an arrest. I want to turn it over to our Public Safety Director to answer some detailed questions. We're very fortunate to have Jim Shea, who ran the Joint Terrorism Task Force on issues like this across the river, so there's a great deal of familiarity here. And again, I just want to commend the FBI and the DEA for working with JCPD in this effort. So I'm going to turn it over to Director Shea to answer some additional questions.
Yes, good evening. This has been about a 2-week investigation, as the mayor stated. It began with a tripwire investigation by the DEA of precursor chemicals, which they turned over to the FBI when they realized they could be used in a dangerous manner. The FBI notified us immediately and kept the mayor and I aware with the police chief of what was going on to ensure that the Jersey City residents were safe and that we had a level of confidence in that. Last night, they chose to make the arrest, and this morning we safeguarded and evacuated this area so that they could execute several search warrants to recover the items that are inside. That process is still going on right now.
Shea clarified that tripwire investigation means that an individual begins to be monitored by law enforcement after purchasing a chemical or chemicals that could be harmful. Shea also mentioned that multiple search warrants were executed in both New Jersey and New York in connection to the arrest of Gonzalez, who identified himself to authorities as a pharmacist. The Public Safety Director could not get into any particulars on where exactly the search warrants were executed since the investigation is ongoing. I'm John Heides with Hudson County TV. For more information, log on to HudsonCountyTV.com.